What's up, everybody? Welcome. I'm sitting here in the Smash Lab inside the NugSmasher factory, and today I want to talk to you a little bit about ROI in the industry. So many times people ask me, often, every day, I get asked, what is the most effective ROI that you see, a return on investment in the industry, and what's the process? What are the people out there that are really doing it? And what I want to do today is go through with you guys verbally the process that I see the most effective growers and manufacturers out there doing and utilizing to maximize their ROI. And it obviously starts with really good product. That's the key. If you're growing indoors and you have superior product, you obviously have, the highest desirable product out there. But a lot of people I see doing greenhouse and outdoor stuff and doing it really right through their knowledge and through science, being able to turn those trichomes into really, really nice product too. But either way, whether it be if you're an indoor grower, you're a greenhouse grower, you're more of a volume person, it's the return on investment in terms of the manufacturing into concentrates. The process is all the same. That's what I'm really seeing. And this hasn't always been the process. In the past, we typically in the industry have used large closed loop systems so that we can run, massive amount of product, turn it into the wax or to concentrates. Several different SKUs you can do with those machines. But without the use of the solvents and doing it naturally and having a high quality product, this is the process that people are utilizing, that I see, most of the growers out there that I see. So what I see is happening recently is a increase in fresh frozen live product. So growers are able to skip the curing process, which all you guys out there know how delicate the curing process can be and how it can make or break you. So you could skip the curing process by, instead of putting your plants into cure, your buds into cure, you put them right into deep freeze. From the deep freeze, you then put the product directly into the bubble washer, skipping the cure process, skipping the drying process. And now you have a wet weight versus a dry weight, which is usually 3 to 4 times the amount of the dry weight to the wet weight. You put it in the washer, and I will mention, we built many washing machines for different growers and whatnot, different operations, so we can help you in terms of sizing. We do have a standard size coming out, and you can see that at NugSmasher.com at our commercial solutions. It'll handle up to 140 gallons at a time. It's an all-in-one solution, guaranteed by us, warranted for life, designed and engineered right in our factory here in Lake Havasu. But anyhow, from the frozen process, you put it into the washer. You then have a 10-minute cycle of washing. You have a 2 or 3 minute cycle of settle, and then you filter the trichomes. If it's real high quality, I see that people keep a full spectrum, meaning from 90 micron all the way down through the 40 all the way down, and then refine that bubble from that point if it's indoor or something like that. If it's not a great quality, I see different pulls, meaning they'll keep a 90 or they'll keep a 70 and they'll keep the 40, the 43, and they'll keep all those separate because, at the end, when you refine them at the very end through the rosin press process, you get a completely different animal. But if it is grown indoors and well enough, you can, I see some people very, very successful keeping the full spectrum and top shelf product. It's all in what you're putting into the machine. Now, can you make something out of nothing? Yes, I see a lot of the greenhouse and outdoor people that we're talking $200 to $400 a pack, current pricing, turning those packs into, after they wash them and send them through the process, turning those packs into $4,000 and $5,000 packs, and that's wholesale numbers. So, and I'll explain to you how. So, after skipping the curing process, putting it right into the bubble machine, the washing machine, 10 minutes worth of agitation. And on our machine, you could set the specific agitation as you want. It's a lot, it emulates, old school at actually making it with the paddle. So that's what our machine, but there's other machines out there that wash and whatnot. You then filter it through your screens, and typically you'll filter it through a 220 micron, 160, 120, 90, and a 43. That's typically what we're after. We want to get rid of everything above the 160 really. Sometimes in the 120 you have some decent heads depending on the actual pheno So sometimes the trichomes are bigger, so you have to really look at that and microscope that, and that's where the experience comes in. So once you are able to wash your material, and like I said, a lot of the indoor stuff, they're using full spectrum and not separating it. A lot of the greenhouse stuff, they'll take the money bag, you know, the 90 micron, the 70 micron, and that'll be their top-notch product. It's about, you know, a wash. The indoor stuff that I'm talking about would be, you know, worth today would be between $2,000 and, you know, $2,800 a pack. Really premium indoor stuff. The greenhouse stuff that I'm talking about or referring to is between $200 and $400 a pack. So you don't get the full spectrum on the greenhouse stuff, but you're able to make some really good product out of not great flour. So once you get the bubble out of the machine, you separate your different screens, scoop them up. You'll put them onto a freeze dryer tray, send them into your freeze dryers, you know, and put that in there. You'll dry the product out completely, so it'll be like sand, particles. And basically what you have, if you look at it under a microscope, you have full trichome heads that are still in the membranes, and that's what we're really after. You know, and that's typically a 90 micron pull. If you get down into the 40 microns, we start to see a lot of stems and smaller heads and some of the smaller particles. So once you keep those trichomes that are full and have the full membrane completely frozen, deep frozen, right out of the freeze dryer, right into a deep freeze, ready for your rosin press, then you can extract them and refine them into several different, you know, that you can refine that bubble into several different SKUs. I like a shatter, I like to hot cure and do a butter SKU, and this is out of all your top shelf stuff. So I like a shatter, I like to do a hot cure buttered product. You can run isolation out of it, so you can do your isolates out of it. It'll make it out of the same material. And then I like to run your second pull, your second tier of those things. So you have, I call it your B product, and I like to do the shatter and the butter and isolates. And then also you can make all of your vape carts from this product as well. I like to use the B tier, the second and third pull for my vape cart stuff. And I typically, if I do that, I'll use a full spectrum on that. If I'm keeping that for vape carts, I'll use a full entire spectrum. So after you do that, it's, really the key to consistency. It's really easy to get all of that consistent up to this process. After you do that, I hear so many nightmares about the extraction and refinement into that rosin process through the rosin machines. And I'll tell you why, guys. There's one reason specifically that people in the industry worldwide see a lack of consistency. And that's because they're not measuring the surface area pressure on the way in. So what happens is when you have heat and pressure and you're putting pressure on something, it only applies the pressure on the surface area that it's touching, not the total available pressure. So there isn't any other rosin press companies out there that measure that. We can't figure that out. Why not? But the consistency that gives you, the consistent product that gives you, allows an investor, a grower, an owner of a business to maximize their ROI. Without that, without consistency, how do you maximize your ROI? You never know what you're going to get. So it allows you to have that consistency. Now, with our machines, the methodology, especially behind the commercial machines, is all digitally done for you. You can put the exact size in there, it measures the surface area, the calculator does it for you. You can hit a button and it applies the pressure systematically for you. Now, when you're talking about a bubble extraction, one of the, other than the surface area not being measured, the other biggest challenge is blowouts. So being able to know how much pressure to apply over what period of time. How much do I apply right up front, and then what do I do? So what our machines have is a feature called ramp mode. The ramp mode allows you to put a start pressure in and an end pressure in over and a time. So it'll start, for instance, we have a standard. It starts at 100 material PSI, it ends at 450 material PSI. You put in 6 minutes, so it goes over that 6 minutes. When it first starts, it's at 100 PSI, material PSI, and that's based on the surface area that you're put in there, the size that you program into the machine. And then over the 6 minutes, it reaches all the way up to 450 material PSI. The other setting that you can put in there is the temperature setting, start to end. So it's going to ramp up pressure and it'll ramp up temperature as you desire. Our setting in there is 120 degrees Fahrenheit up to 175 degrees Fahrenheit. Now, we'll get about 90% of our extraction between 146 degrees and 160 degrees, somewhere between 200 material PSI and 300 material PSI is where most of your extraction will happen. It's just milking the rest out over that additional 2 minutes, going to the additional material PSI in time. So we've figured that out for you. Our machines digitally do that. It's called ramp mode on the IQ and the IQ Pro. You can handle an enormous volume this way because the machines have the feature for you. You're not pumping something and figuring out, okay, is that right? Now, also, our NugSmasher Touch that is a manual driven machine but has a digital calculator, the new update will have ramp mode in there so you can follow the ramp all the way up and get a perfect extraction, even the NugSmasher Touch and the Pro Touch. So, but the IQ and the IQ Pro, it does it all automatically for you. Having that ramp mode on there is the key to a consistent extraction and no blowout. So let me go through the process one more time with you. You pick it right off the vine. After it's been flushed, it dies on the vine. You pick it, instead of curing, you go into deep freeze or directly into a bubble wash, ice water bubble wash. I can't use the H word because YouTube doesn't like it. So you go into a bubble wash, and then out of the bubble wash, you have several different qualities that come out of that. That then goes into a freeze dryer and takes all the moisture out of the product. And then from that point, you send it through the rosin press machine, which then refines it into several different SKUs for you. Our machines also have an isolate mode that you can just hit isolate on there, stick a hunk in there, and it'll take all the lipids, fats, or most of the lipid fats and terpenes out and leave you with a hunk of big brick of isolate. So that's available to you with the NugSmasher IQ and the IQ Pro. It's all about the volume. So we can help you guys, and I can personally help you set, if you're in the beginning stages of designing and laying out your manufacturing room and area, your facility. We can help you do that. We can help you outfit it all with the product, and we can even visit your facility and give you on-site training. But most importantly, when you go through our process and use our commercial products, you always have a hotline to myself and our staff. You always have the availability to the knowledge that we have by dealing with all the growers all over the world that we deal with, all the manufacturers all over the world that we deal with. We try to spread, without sharing all their secrets, we try to spread the knowledge that we have and gather to all of our customers. So I hope that's cleared some questions up. It's a question that I'm asked every single day. The people, no matter if you're an indoor or you're a greenhouse grow, that make the most out of their ROI, do exactly that process. Now, some people swear on curing it first and then washing it, but I see the biggest and most consistent yields, the best full trichomes, mature trichomes, come out of fresh product. So hope that helps clear it up. Guys, always check out NugSmasher.com. We've got lots of new products coming out. Like I said, we have a great big bubble washing, ice water bubble washing machine coming out that's all inclusive, has everything that you need for the whole process. It even has full stainless collection and whatnot. It's a much larger machine than anybody else offers out there. And if you're some unique operation and you need to do thousands of pounds of wash, hit us up. We've built the machines. We can design one specifically for you and your needs and lay it out for you so that you get the exact results that you're after. And I'll be right there to help you operate it, make sure it works as we, properly, make sure that your operators understand how to maximize your ROI. Also, guys, we have a new update on the NugSmasher app that allows all of the machine, well, as many as you want. I think it's up to 12 machines, and I think they even goes further than that. You can link them together. You can operate them all from your phone right off the NugSmasher app. So you can put a recipe in, you can control when they start and stop, how they all operate. So you can lock the screens so only one operator can, somebody can load all of them for product and be collecting and loading product, but not messing with any settings. So there's a lockout feature on the IQ and the IQ Pro that allow you to manufacture and produce a consistent, exact result every single time. Like I said, it will link them all together. You can operate them all at the same time if you need be. I've seen an incredible amount of production come out of an IQ and a Pro IQ daily. I mean, you could do 30 plus pounds of bubble a day on the IQ. So also on the NugSmasher app, I go into so many different operations, and I always ask the alchemist, especially with a grower that's really has a bunch of phenos and they got a bunch of other plants and they're doing all this crazy stuff, and the product's just great and the grower's really into it. A lot of times these are owner-grower type of deal, and the owner and the investor really takes interest in the growing and the cultivation portion. But when I ask those alchemists, when I say, well, how are you, working with this grower, and how are you maximizing, the phenos that really give you the big yields back, and see that you get a consistency for the operation, and instead of 5%, it's 20%. How do you work with them on those strains and keep track of all these things and the different phenos and whatnot? And typically, a lot of guys that are on it will have an Excel spreadsheet. This does this. I got this return back from the first pull. I got this return back for the first, extraction. These are the phenos that do this and that. We have a thing called terp files, guys, because I used to use an Excel sheet like 15 years ago. So our computer engineers made the NugSmasher app mainly for terp files. It's just grown crazy since then. Terp files allows you to catalog your recipes, take a picture on your phone. You can see the results. You can then look at everyone else's results with those same phenos. You could search, that strain everywhere in the world and look at what everyone's doing and what the results everyone's getting back from them. But if you don't want to see everyone else's results, you don't have to. You can keep it limited to just yours, and you can keep your results private. And it helps you just catalog and know where you're at with all the different phenos and whatnot. So, there's so many different combinations. I do suggest, keeping the phenos separate in the bubble wash machine. If you're gonna mix phenos together, I recommend doing it in the press process, in the rosin process, because you'll increase and have more consistent yields that way. Trichome heads are different sizes on different phenos. So, keep that in mind. So you're gonna get a different yield back out of the bubble machine on each different pheno based on what screen size you want for them. For instance, you might wanna use a 73 micron screen for a specific pheno, and another one is a 90 micron screen catches the full head. So, it's always right there between those, in that area, but I see a much different yield, percentage of yield back based on that. So you need to know what you're working with, and terp files is a great tool to catalog all your phenos, know what results you're getting back, and then onto that, you can then take your recipe and upload it right into all your machines. And once your operators have them loaded, you can hit start right from your phone or your iPad, from the app, and you're off and running. So we have all these great commercial tools for you guys. Another exciting product that we've done for manufacturers out there is bagless bubble molds. And it's a stainless mold that has stainless screen and whatnot in it, and you're able to change the screens out. But basically you can load that mold right between the plates. It holds a lot more, it eliminates bags, and the biggest pain, as you know, of extracting is having to fill the bags, measure them the same size, get all your pressure right to start. So our molds, the new NugSmasher IQ has the molds built into the presets. The IQ Pro, has them built into the presets, and the IQ also will have the ones that fit in it into the presets, and you can just hit that and it's already pre-programmed for the surface area of the mold. So typically you're able to do 80 grams in this size, but in a specific size, and just give an example, With the mold, you're able to do 200 grams in the same size with the same pressure and not use any bags. And so it'll save you a lot of time. Please give us a holler, ask us about that as well. But we're here to help you guys. Your success is our success. So we're here to help you be as successful as you possibly can be and make the highest return on investment as you can. But that in a nutshell is the process that I see across the world with manufacturers and growers making the most return on their investment. I'd be happy to talk to any of you one-on-one. Please comment on the YouTube. We'd love to comment back and let you know, answer your questions. But also you can pick up the phone at any time, call the factory, get me on the phone. I would love to walk through with you guys and overcome any objections or problems that you're having currently with your operation, and I'd love to help you move forward. I'd love to be able to do that. So until next time, guys, that's pretty in the nutshell, pretty much all I had for you. I wanted to answer that question, and I hope this helps a lot of you guys out there become more successful. And here at NugSmasher, we're always looking for good ambassadors. So if you're somebody that has a lot of presence out there, a lot of social media presence or presence out there, we want to work with you. We want to help you out. So we're always looking for ambassadors. Please hit us up anytime, and we'd love to talk to you about a great program. You can email us at contact@nugsmasher.com, or you can pick up the phone, call the factory anytime. 951-272-9800. 951-272-9800. So please like, subscribe, tell a friend, and comment down below. We'll see you next time. Thanks.